Welcome back. Tuesday, August 26, 2025. We're up $76 on the day. Please don't risk your money. Don't copy me. Do your own research. Another day, 5 trades on single stock HKPD. We're up $136 on the month. We recovered over 50% of what we lost yesterday. So we began the day a little late. There wasn't much in early morning. I looked at the on my mobile, and ALLR was the only thing, and I didn't even like it. So I decided to come in late. So I came in at about 6:25 to get online. And HKPD, I guess it's a Chinese IPO stock, someone said. I don't know if that's true or not. Don't hold me to it. But it started to move up, and it actually had a good pattern. Now, when I mapped it out, as you can see there, I had an orange line, and I actually needed it to hold over that 195, 193 line there, and actually hit the $2 mark, and that's what convinced me to go in. So I could have gone in below at 170, but I didn't see a pattern there. Well, there is a pattern, but I didn't see it. And I wanted to feel comfortable after yesterday. I wasn't too sure that I wanted to jump in. My thoughts coming into this morning was, you know what? If I don't trade the rest of the week, I stay $60 up on the month, and I'll be happy. But watching this stock, something came into my mind. I said, you can't let fear overtake you. Either go big or go home. So, not being the person, being the stolen trader that I am, of course, I jumped in. And the thing that this stock had going for it wasn't as much strength as it was the time. Look at the clock up there, it's 6:57. And so the market has had time to absorb the first 20 minutes or so, 15, 20 minutes of what's going to happen and which stocks are leveling up. And there wasn't really anything else. ALLR really wasn't convincing. It had a lot of resistance, and it kept it from going up. I had looked at AIFF, which had news regarding an NVIDIA partnership, but that wasn't going to cut it, as folks are no longer jumping on the bandwagon on those things, especially with earnings coming up tomorrow. And I think the market wasn't as liquid this morning either, and that's probably why folks are waiting on NVIDIA. Though, as I was looking, though, the SPY did show signs of moving up, and so did NVIDIA. And even right now, it's 9:51 Pacific time AM, and NVIDIA is up to 181, and the SPY is up to 643, and it's moved up. And those two seem to correlate and work together. So I continue to hold here because it's way up there, 203, and I'm thinking that it has an opportunity to go higher. And then it has hit the 210 mark, and I think that there's a little bit more there than that is possible. And as I said, it has to do with the fact that maybe because of its international exposure, we had more traders buying it or buying into it, and the volume seemed a little higher. But you can see here me moving to the flatten out button, sort of thinking that maybe wasn't such a good idea. But it stays and holds, and I still like the pattern, and nothing else is moving. And that's really what helped this stock. I think the international exposure and the fact that there was nothing else moving had to pick up because there was no news on it. And it's for the second day in a row, a stock that begins with the letter H. Except today we had a little bit of I think we were more alert today as to what we're watching, what we're looking at, and having made the mistakes as recent as yesterday, they're clear in our mind. If you like the videos, like and subscribe. If you have questions or comments, leave them down below. Good or bad, they're all welcome. They all help the channel out. So I'm curious as to what's going to happen here, and I'm thinking that perhaps 213 might be the higher day, and that might be it. And it's facing resistance. So I thought that this had a lot more room to go up higher. And the thing that I decided to focus in was on the MACD. And if you look at the MACD there, hovering with distance above the signal line, that's what kept me in, even though the volume starts to show red and even though the super trend is pointing downwards. And even the 5-minute is showing like it's going to hit up there. And sure enough, we get a nice push. And this stock is behaving the way stock would behave in a bullish market. And I think it has to do with the number of buyers and participants, both buying and selling, actually. And by no means do I think that this will continue tomorrow. I think tomorrow is going to be another slow morning where you're going to have to just sit and wait. And that's what I had decided to do today. I opted to say, you know what, unless something comes up, I'm not going to trade until after 8. And if there's nothing after 8, wait until power hour. And be really disciplined about the trades I'm taking. Because I certainly, I did a report Friday about how I've done this year in during the first, second, third, fourth, and sometimes 5th week. And usually on the 4th or 5th week, I have a horrid day like I did yesterday. So hopefully we got our bad day for the last week of the month out yesterday. And the rest of the week, we're going to take smart trades and make a little bit of money. So here it looks like it's struggling at 224, even though it's still bullish, and we get out. So we come back, it's 723 now, and you can see there how it sold off from 245. And it falls below VWAP. And it looks like it's hit bottom, and the 200 is serving as a turning point as it starts to move up. And here, of course, I'm waiting to see, because typically what will happen is when the stock sells off like that, if it quickly comes back up to the VWAP, it'll hit VWAP and then bounce right back down. So we want to be careful. So we're just watching. And even though ALLR has moved up 10 cents from where we were our last trade, it just doesn't seem appealing to me. I saw a lot of resistance on ALLR, and I knew I wasn't going to trade it at all. So I had said yesterday that I might do a stock picks video in the morning, but really there was nothing to pick from. You know, it would have been a video about nothing. So we're starting to see some confidence here as it starts to move back up. And we're nearing the 730 mark. And of course, I effed up. I turned off OBS in between trades because I don't want to make the videos stupid long. And I turned it off and I never turned it back on. But as you can see there, I did take a nice trade. And it went up from 19 something to 41 bucks. And then because of my fear that it would bounce off of the VWAP, I sold it. And that was a very good very good move there, very nice trade. Because unlike other trades where I hold, it made no sense. And so there are stocks out there that you can make a little bit of money on, because stocks go up and down and they have a spread. And if you have a very fast broker, if you can get quick trades, you can get in and out real quickly. You can, with a small account, you can trade 150, 75 shares and make, $3 to $5 and take 20 trades and make $100. It is possible, but it is a little bit more difficult. I'm on the older side, so I need glasses and I'm a lot slower. I don't do as well as I did in video games, 20 years ago. So anyway, I'm thinking that bounce off a VWAP there was it, and the fact that it held means that it's going to go higher. So I take a little starter at only 20 shares, and what I'm looking for here in my mind is, I might hit $45, $50, and that was my initial thought. But as it starts to go, it obviously shows strength and volume coming in. It's back to $2. And then at that point, it's a matter of watching here and how its behavior is around the 20. Because if you look at the price line is still below the 20, the 50, and below VWAP. So it is not recommended that anybody take a trade there. So I'm waiting for the next candle, and on the 5-minute, we still have that red bar. It has not reclaimed to at least half the position of the red bar. And everything is red, but I'm still looking at the MACD. And if you look there, the MACD is still below the signal line, but it's moving up. And we can see the light red bars starting to pick up and shrink. And now here, this bar goes right off the 20. And I try to get in, and it takes me a little while to finally get filled. I try to move it around to get filled, and it doesn't happen. There, finally get filled in. And this was another good trade. However, I don't think there was a whole lot of money to be made. At least for me in this trade. And actually, this was a very good trade, and I should have gotten out instead of holding. Not just to be on the safe side. I'm not going to lose the amount of money I lost yesterday. So I don't mind putting a stop in there, as it looks like it's moving. So the smart move here would have been that right here, cut it and get out. That would have been $20 extra. But greed, that evil devil on my shoulder, said no. And I'm also looking at the level 2, and if you see on the ask there, the range up at the top is from 214 to 216. And then at 224 all the way to 272 is single sellers. And they're all from different exchanges. And to me, that really isn't confidence. I ignore those because I really don't think that's where the stock is going. I think it's staying up there within the 210, 211 right about here. So now where we had made $20, we're back down to the break even. So it was kind of a mini breakout, but a false breakout. And buyers did not have faith in it and started to get out. From what we've seen in the last few days, is just you can't trust any of these stocks. But the cup and handle is there. We can see the cup and handle is there. So my thought of that is that this is going to pick up again. But now we've got stopped out, and that's okay. We got stopped out as it was coming down, and it was a safe. They were safe stopped outs because they were in the positive green areas, and we didn't lose a whole lot of money. We didn't put our stop all the way down below VWAP. And we're only holding on to 20 shares. So this is a new strategy for me. It's one that tells me, you know what, if the stock's moving up, put your stops in, and then put them in the positive as close to the green as possible. And that way you get stopped out and you don't have to hold something that long. Because I'm done holding something and that falls below $50, $80, and then I wind up over $100 down. So this is something I learned from yesterday. Now here, the fact that it picked itself up, I didn't like that whiplash in the range, the spread, but I went back in because at this point I thought it was there. Now somewhere along the line here, I don't know why, I turned the camera off, I turned OBS off, and we're gonna miss the recording of that pop. And I'll show you the pop afterwards. But that green candle there with wicks on top and bottom overpowers not only that red bar, but also the two big, large green bars to the left. And that tells me that the volume is there, that there's interest in it, and we just have to hang on here. I don't know if I flatten out here. I might. Yeah, I do. I think I do. Yep. Flatten out. I'm still positive on the day. It's a Christmas tree pattern, and it hits the 200. And here we forge ahead because I forgot to turn OBS on. And what I highlight there is that large green bar overtaking the red bar, and I enter at 208. And that was the pattern above the VWAP that we needed to see. And it hits a high of 258, and I sell at 250. And now we're up $90. And this is the only stock we traded, so we're up $90 on the day. And that was a nice trade right there. That's something you could have not foreseen at all. And I think I just got lucky. But that pattern, green bar, red, green, red, bigger red bar, bigger green bar, jump in as the green bar goes over the red bar. And I'm sorry I didn't take higher position, more shares. And now we continue to watch and see if it's going to have the strength or if it's going to have a bounce. That's another thing I did today was not get too, except for the trade where I jumped in above $2. I waited for the stock to climb all the way down, or to rumble its way down rather, and buy at the bottom. And that made it easier to make a little bit of money there. So we jump in. We still got a little bit of cash left. So we jump in to see maybe we can get a few more bucks. It's nearing on 7:45, and typically what we'll do is right around the 8 o'clock mark, we'll see the a slew of new retail buyers come in, I think, and they begin to buy. And so here we hold on. We see the MACD is still above the signal line. There's still volume there. There's a red candle building up on the 5-minute, and it's still not sure whether it wants to be green or red. And we're thinking maybe a 3-bar pullback. And the super trend still in the green there. And we see a little bit of green volume coming in. Again, if we look at level 2, I changed it around so it would be easier for me to see it a lot closer to the bar. But the range is still 236 to about maybe 249, 250. And that's what I was thinking. I feel a little better about it being able to hit that high a day again. And that's why I hold. And I didn't want to put a stop here because I figured, well, if it falls to 220, you know, it might just pick itself right back up again. And now what we're looking for is icing on the cake. And really, you don't need to look for icing on the cake. We should have stayed at 90 bucks, left it alone. But overall, we wound up the day $76. That's what is it? Over 50% of what we lost yesterday. We're back up to a good monthly number. We're over 100 bucks, and we've still got 3 more days to trade. I suspect that tomorrow is going to be very slow in the early morning as well. I think NVIDIA probably doesn't do its earnings till the afternoon, so we're going to have to wait till Thursday for a big day, if that's going to happen, and then maybe Friday. And then into the holiday, things will probably be slow on Friday as well. Anyway, thanks for watching. Like and subscribe. Have a great day.